This video is only one part of an in-depth review, so check out the rest at thegoodride.com. Thanks for watching. This is the Jones Mercury. As you can see, it's a very now derivative binding. We got a little time on this before the shutdown, the COVID-19 shutdown, and this is our take. The weight on this, it's kind of medium-ish, not as heavy as it looks. Highback Flex.
Twist it.
It's got some twist.
Pop it.
Not much give. What do you think?
Pull it.
He's got the elbow brace on.
Yeah.
He's ready for this.
Specifically.
Yeah.
The tune-up didn't want to get any tendinitis.
Tandy.
It's got some Highback Flex. It's not stiff. It's not soft.
Yeah, I
right
like
there
it.
in the middle.
And without, it comes pre-rotated, and without Highback adjustability, you need this flex. Flex underfoot, buttering, you would think this would just be a Buttermaster, but this full-size disc, all this contact right here, and just a little bit of minimized contact and these stoppers at the very end of the binding, it actually makes the board feel more damp than more soft, and more stiff and damp than soft. And it's not the buttering binding that you would think if you compare it to like mini discs like from Union or, you know, Burton Reflex bindings. Those are way more buttery. This is kind of middle ground to maybe a shade off. You can put softer stoppers on and improve the butterability a little bit, improve the flex underfoot, but overall this is just more for dampness than anything.
Feels ultra damp to
yes.
me and does not feel super flexy.
Yes, and speaking of dampness, that's what this binding does better than almost anything else. It has this soft shock absorbent material throughout the footbed. It has these rubber stoppers, so you've got the dampness of like rubber at high speed to absorb chatter and chunder, and then you've got this really soft, cushiony footbed to absorb slow speed shock absorption. So it's one of the best in the business. If you're into good shock absorbing bindings, shock absorbent bindings, this is the one. There's nothing we found that's better than that. This response though, it's not the fastest response wise. It's kind of medium-ish, and you would think it would be more responsive.
It feels slow to me.
And one thing though is interesting, the response changes a little bit as the speeds get higher. This has more power over a board than you would think. So it's kind of weird. If you're just kind of more like me and you're just doing like more slow to medium speed turns, this is not going to feel that fast. If you're pointing it and you need to make a micro adjustment, when you're at higher speeds, especially pairing it up with like Jones boards that like the Hovercraft or the Flagship or their Ultra versions, this will turn it a little faster. So some people are like, wow, this is really fast edge to edge. And then other people are like Peter and I, this is slow edge to edge.
It feels to me when I'm like, you know, just barely, like when I'm like straight lining and I'm just barely up on my toe edge and trying to go as straight as possible, it has, and I'm doing little micro adjustments, it to me honestly feels like it has just this millisecond delay between what I'm doing with my toes to micro adjust myself to what it's doing, almost like as if its dampness is overriding my little micro adjustments and kind of just smoothing the whole ride out, which to me just kind of messes with my head a little bit compared to when I ride other bindings, just because it definitively, like there are 98% of the bindings out there on the market that feel more or less kind of in this pocket of the same. And then you have bindings like this that actually really do feel considerably different than other bindings. You get on this and you're like, whoa. So for me, I haven't fully adjusted to how this kind of rides, but it's definitely unique.
And if you get used to it, it can be really fun for those who love to straight line. Ratchets, pretty good. Yep. You know, they don't ever annoy me, and I don't ever think about them either. Like, they're not super smooth, but they're They're very doable. They're 100-day-a-year kind of rider ratchets. So definitely on the upper end of the spectrum. There's the washer. Hey!
Where the heck did that thing just come out of?
I don't. Did I poop a washer?
This strap, for some reason, kind of annoys me compared to so many other companies' straps.
I like
just
this
this
strap.
No, just this.
That. Yes.
I just don't get it. I'm just like, wait, every other company has somehow, I get that you could trim it, you could cut it if you want.
Or it just doesn't pre-curve with it.
It just doesn't pre-curve with it, and it absolutely affects nothing. But
yeah,
when I'm putting my toe straps on, it irks me a little. I don't know why.
And you know, I like this toe strap, but I didn't love it.
I don't love it.
It came loose on me a lot.
A few times, because it just has this kind of hard plasticky inside where you think it's going to be stretchy, and it's not nearly as stretchy as you think, and it's not nearly as grippy as you think it's going to be. So the toe strap also kind of...
Yeah, it came loose on me a lot of times at the bottom of the hill.
Which is one of my biggest pet peeves about toe straps.
No matter how I positioned it. But the ankle strap, I really liked.
Very soft, very comfortable.
Very supportive, but soft and comfortable. Mm-hmm. And that holds me in. And this is a narrower kind of heel cup than most. They've definitely widened it out over the years coming back from the... Because this is made by Now.
Now I used to pinch in my boots so much that my heel would feel like it would lift out, which they've fixed that problem as of now.
Yeah, as of now.
As of now.
Right now. This is one just weird thing, an anomaly with Now and Jones bindings. And under here, there's no plastic plate like there is with other companies, like for example, Solomon, who have soft EVA foam on both sides like this, but they put a plastic plate over this sway bar. And so does Burton. Oh, there's an example in Drake. They put a plastic
plate
insert, different than what I was talking about, but close enough, over the sway bar so it flexes evenly. This is so soft and damp, if you have a hard rubber boot, hard rubber sole, you're not going to feel it at all. It's fine. But if you're riding a softer boot, you have to look at your sole. People that have a harder boot love these. People that have a softer boot feel pressure on let's say these are your toes, this is your foot. You're gonna feel pressure on your arch when you put this binding on.
I thought that he was completely making stuff up like he always does about all of his snowboard stuff that he reviews. And I was like, listen, until the definitive authority tests it. But no, and then I wrote it down, and my foot had felt fine for the entire week or two of snowboarding, from start of the day to the end of the day. Every single day, my feet always feel so damn comfortable in my Adidas that I can wear them home and keep walking in them for hours. That's how comfortable my foot felt. By the end of ride 1 and by the end of ride 2, my foot arch right in here stressed it out, and it just started aching.
Now, adjustability. There isn't much at all going on here. You can't adjust the footbed. You can't rotate the highbacks. You can't adjust this binding to your boot size. So you basically are kind of like, unless you're right in that middle ground size and your boot is centered perfectly in the binding, you cannot turn these discs sideways. You can see there's just minimal, it's just a tiny little bit of adjustability, and they've set it up not to turn sideways and slide tip to tail, but more to turn this way, go with the binding inserts that you already have, and slide them edge to edge to center this. But the highbacks are pre-rotated to I think 10 or something degrees, which can be good or could be bad depending on how you like your highbacks.
But yeah, these ones you can go forward and back so far.
Yeah, there's so much more adjustability with a lot of other bindings.
Yeah.
These are very plug and play. The only thing you really have control over is this. Just adjusting the ankle and toe straps.
Weird non-rotated or non-curved.
And forward lean in the high back, that's it.
Yeah.
But overall, if you have a stiff sole, these might be the dampest, best bindings you've ever tried.
And
if you don't have a stiff sole, you have a soft sole, if you're soft cocking it like Peter and I, and you like adjustability, this could be a deal breaker.
Yeah, if your soul has been weakened from all of the sin, like us, then this might not be the binding for you. But we know,
for yourself, buddy.
But we know tons
Speak
of
for
people
yourself.
out there who absolutely love now and these Jones bindings, and like they ride nothing else. So there's definitely a huge market for them.
Peter's stuck with us
been
in
a few
quarantine.
weeks.
Poor lad.
We've completely forgotten
weeks.
most things. It's been a few months.
Yeah, the COVID's made us brain dead.
Send snacks. I like fruit gummy bears.
By the time
Cheez-Its,
you
please.
see this, he might still be here.
Toilet paper.
Yeah, and
Hand sanitizer.
we wrote this.
Drinkable kind.
All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now, if you need advice, fill out the Me Harmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.